Alright, we are live. In this presentation, I would like to tell you about that why you need to invest in the stock market and why you need to be, if you don't know about the stock market, anything about that, then you need to invest in the index fund. The everything else about the index fund, I will like to just go into the deep and why you need to be. If you don't know about that, what is the market and why I care about the market, and if I don't invest the market, then what's happened with me? I would like to tell you about the why you need to invest into the index fund as compared to any stock. If you don't know about that anything about the market, then why you need to choose this path? So let me begin. This is the wealth creator playlist where I explain everything else. You can become expert just following that. I will explain everything else which is related to the technical analysis. Why not to take a technical analysis as compared to the fundamental if you really wanted to make a short-term profit. I'm not talking about the long-term profit. I'm just focusing on the short-term profit in this playlist. So let me begin. The trend following the index. All right. This is a disclaimer. Now have a look at this performance of the US market over the last 7 years. Then you have to see the return that has been delivered to the investors, which is almost 150%. You might be observed that why this crazy returns just comes from that because it is almost 14% return. That's great. That's great for the people who don't know about anything else about the stock market. Let's say if you have invested your all money into the gold, crypto, not at all crypto. If you are investing your money gold, FDs, and maybe you keep your money into the bank account. The bank account also with the 2 and 3% returns. Maybe some country there is not a necessity this return because the Japan is not a white country to keep your into the bank. That means there's a more and more growth is come from the economy. It's because of the countries they pay more and more their performance basis. Now have a look at this chart. This chart also shows about the 40% annualized return, which is great at the time and you don't know anything about because the return you have gathered from here, you are just betting on this country whenever you live. Let's say you are living in India. That means you have to invest in the index fund, Nifty index fund. This is the right time to buy index fund at the time. When this index fund is giving you a discount at the cheap level, then you have invested. That means this will give you a massive run up in future. When this stock is giving you a massive run up future, that means you will make crazy money from this. So this is my side about the why you need to invest fund. This is a fully safe and fully regulated by the SEBIs and all the regulatory bodies just because of you really wanted to make a return without worrying about anything else. You don't have to pay anything else to anyone else and you just keep your money into that. You will make average return which is decent for the people who don't know about anything about else the stock market. Now have a look at this identify trend with the moving average. This is the same thing happened with the trend and this trend started to begin upside and then end up losing your all momentum at this moment because this is the moment when the stock has been maybe began but end up losing all the moment. The moving averages also shows that whenever the trend is going to be upside, then you have to understand this is the moving average or the maybe 150. That means this moving average shows that if the trend is over this moving average, then it is the right time to buy your money into this at this point of time and then invest your all the money into that and then whenever this moving average is break out at this moment, then you have to sell immediately all your positions from this stock. And at the same time, when you look at this moving average also shows this data. The data also is about the moving average. Whenever it's go down, then you have to worry about that because whenever this stock is going to go downturn, it's maybe going to be and more downturn in the near future, and that's why you have to worry about that because of the downturn pattern that has been started to begin. You can sell your all position over there and invest your money once the moving average is above this point of time, and then just withdraw all money here. And whenever it's fail, you don't have to worry about anything. You have just put your all profit and then come here and invest your all money into that. Whenever take here and then take it your all forward from here and whenever this give you just avoid that straw and just find another stock And if you are an investor of the index fund, then you have to choose the index fund according to this pattern, where you don't have to worry about the moving average and anything else, any indicator about. I'm not talking about the candlestick pattern. You just have to just take a look over the trend. Where is the trend is going on? If the trend is going on, then you have to wait a little bit about. Whenever trend is just giving you a resistance level, whenever trend is just giving you a consolidation phase, just like that, then you have to invest one SIP into that. And whenever it's happen, then you another. Whenever it is happen, then invest it. Whenever happen, then invest it. At the same time, the next few days and month, it will give you a massive breakout from here. If you get a massive breakout here, then you maybe get almost 20% cattle CAGR from here, because you have invested your money at the bottom level. So invest into the index fund just like that. This is the keep going down, but you have invested here, you have invested here. Once you invested here and here in a 2 point of time, and from here the NAV is become the average of this 2 point. This is a 1 point, this is another point. Once this happen, then you have get your NAV almost 7500 at the point. Once you get the NAV almost here, from the here when it started to begin at the rally on the upside, that means the potential you have get, which is almost here to here, which is almost began to 80 to 70 to 80%. You have gained big returns over. That's great, man. If you look at the index fund, if you look at the any gold and FDs, then it's very hard to make this amount of money at the span of only 3 months, and you have to wait for this return at least 5 years. That is why the many people are broke, just because of they invested your all money into the real estate and even gold and into the FDs. So this is my side, and now have a look at this US data. This US data also shows about the you don't have to worry about the moving average and anything else. You have to just pick up the index fund, because of the index fund there are 50 companies which is not going to be bankrupt at your point of time. If it has happened, that means companies happen, it's automatically redeemed from here, and this will again invest in another stock. And this is the same thing happening the NFTs and many of mutual fund which is going on all across the world. They are doing the same thing. If any company is going to bankrupt, they remove their stock from this mutual fund and then adding a new stock into their mutual fund. That happens. Same thing happen. Now this is the higher and higher lows. When it happens, then you have to maybe mention about a little bit about, because whenever you touch at the peak level, it will give you a massive small corrections. Whenever it's happened, you have to invest at this point of time, and it will again begin to give you a returns, which is great. That's great. It has happened. It is normally happen to the market. So do that, and please avoid every stock. I'm not talking about the stock, I'm talking about the index level today, because the index level is started to begin. If it is really highly chance the index level is fail a lot, maybe it may be fail in a COVID-19 time, but in a normal time it's not going to be fail. It may fail at this point of time, but overall picture of this stock index fund, it will give you a massive run up. Whenever it's fall, then you have to invest, simply as simple as that. You have to just wait for a good return. So this is my side where I explain everything else about the trend. Why need to be take an index fund for your investment if you don't know about what is the stock market and how it is working, and you just keep your money into the index fund and keep investing into that, and you make a good return, decent return, which is good as compared to gold and FDs and maybe sometimes real estate. Yeah,